Random events do happen. We can count on very little going according to plan. Now, this may be scary for some, but now that we're developing skills to control our minds, we can actually benefit from the randomness. Notice I said randomness and not chaos. Often the two are confused. Chaos is predictable, for lack of a better term. Chaos can be described as the growth of small errors turning into large ones, like the popular example of a butterfly flapping its wings, causing a hurricane elsewhere in the world. The butterfly effect, which originally had nothing to do with time travel like the movie suggests, but those movies or stories are a great example of the notion of chaos. Chaos is not true randomness. It is still the result of an orderly system of cause and effect. Over time, small effects compound into large ones. This is especially true of reiterative systems like fractals. It may look disorderly, but there is an underlying repeating pattern. Randomness, on the other hand, refers to events that just happen, effects without causes, and causes without effects. Okay, I understand that what I just said makes little sense on its own. I should correct it to say events with no causes and events that have no effects. I'm of course not crazy enough to say cause and effect doesn't exist at all, but I find it important to consider that sometimes true randomness is real. It's possible cause and effect is an illusion. Even if you're the type that truly believes in cause and effect as a law and that everything happens for a reason and or there's a logical explanation for everything, you still can't deny the limitation of our human ability to perceive the complexity of the reality around us. Even the hardest cause and effector trying to cram his mental square blocks into reality's round holes has to acknowledge the interdependency of everything in such a vast and complex system as our reality. So whether you believe in randomness or not, one thing is undeniable. You can't predict the future with any certainty. We set out to conquer a dream, and all sorts of distractions and hurdles get thrown our way. Not just externally, but from our internal emotions, egos, and self-defeating mental chatter as well. Most people just get destroyed and yanked off their paths by their inability to roll with the punches with grace. I've seen it happen over and over again. Kid gets record deal. Kid gets caught up in fantasies of grandeur and forgets his place in the present moment. Kid becomes envious of those more successful. Kid listens to the inexperienced, nonsensical commentary of his friends and family and expects more than he deserves. Kid becomes angry and self-entitled. Kid accuses those that are helping of being against him and holding him back. Kid makes decisions to sabotage his own goals. Now replace the word record deal with almost anything else like scholarship or grant or relationship, and you can see and recognize the pattern well. More times than not, a person's lack of mental and emotional control prevent them from achieving more so than some external circumstance. External stressors, hurdles, and ceilings are there, no doubt, but I'm often surprised at how many people seal their own fate to their own detriment. When we have bettered our abilities to control our minds and are in the process of practicing such, we have three options when faced with random or unpredictable events. We can let our minds run wild, believing every conclusion we come to and get blown off our paths like a helium balloon in a storm. That's one. Two, we can be firm and strong through mindfulness, watching our thoughts come and go without engaging them, and not letting circumstances and emotions affect our well-being and resolve. Be unaffected, in other words. Or three, we can put our minds to work for us and find ways to benefit from the randomness.